time for the meat of the episode, Eric. I always like saying the meat of the episode. Like, as in, like, we didn't already talk for an hour.
Time for dinner.
Yeah. So we went to Origins 2019. This is, I believe, our 5th year going. Did you go all 5?
I think the first year was 2014, so sounds about... I didn't go the first year. You went.
Okay, so I think this is the 5th year we've went, and then maybe yours is 4th.
Right.
Either way, it gets better and better.
Oh, yeah.
This year we did attend Origins as member of the press, trying to boost our presence in the arena of podcasting and video casting.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. Thanks for anybody who said hi to us. I don't remember many people, but that's fine. It's all good. A lot of our audience is in Louisville and other places, and we mostly see all these people at Gen Con. So it's all good. And I think that it was really fun.
Oh, yeah.
I think it gets better each year.
Right. I would say it's definitely one of my favorite conventions to go to each year, and it's actually the one that I end up picking up the most games and trading the most games and having all those kind of interactions. Yep.
And the one thing I think is interesting about doing the press stuff is, just to let everyone know, we don't push this podcast like it's the next best thing ever, right? We have fun doing it. We have a lot of fun, sitting down and talking, and it's cool to see the interaction and stuff online, but I don't promote it like a lot of podcasts do and do all these crazy promotions and crazy Instagram elevated posts and stuff, or even like contests and everything. And we might do a few of those or whatever, but it is interesting to see the first real big push that we've done for the podcast in the form of videos for Instagram TV. So we brought some video equipment. We did some interviews. We actually scheduled a bunch of interviews with companies.
And did a lot on the fly. Which was actually really cool. We didn't want to overwhelm ourselves, but we actually ended up doing probably as many as we felt comfortable doing. We didn't overwhelm and spend most of our time doing it, but we spent quite a bit of time each day. A good chunk each day, doing a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We did, I think, 13 videos overall in really just 3 days. Because, Eric, you went on Wednesday.
I was there Wednesday night. Throughout Sunday.
Yeah. So you basically had all day Thursday, where I came up on Friday morning. So, 3 days doing 13 videos. That's like 3 a day. Or actually, it's 4 a day. One day we did 5.
Right.
So that's quite a bit. I mean, each one was like basically a scheduled meeting for 30 minutes. Right. So it's quite a bit of time.
And that's not even including in time, just talking to them.
Yeah, we talked to them before we tell them about what we're trying to do, etc. Then we talk to them afterwards, and then edit the videos and post them and stuff. I did it all on my phone, so I just posted them at the convention. So that was really cool. Got to meet a lot of cool people, especially in the industry, and it was just awesome. So Origins, you're awesome. This is a very cool convention. It's starting to be one of my favorites. I mean,
and it's still growing.
It
looks. I don't have the numbers with me right now, but
like 17 to 20,000 or something. I mean, it was a pretty good jump.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so what was the first thing you did? Do you want to talk about that?
On Wednesday night.
Yeah.
When we are not we, but I went to the press event for Queen Games. So they were showing off some of the new products that they have. And we had a good time. Got to play the new expansion for Luxor, which is the Mummies.
Oh, did you actually play that?
Yeah.
I didn't know you played that. How was it?
That was good.
I'm looking forward to it.
A lot, so we should definitely obtain a copy.
Hit Travis.
And try it out a couple more times. And definitely talk about it. I do believe it adds a bit to the game, so you can pre-plan a little bit more on
that's cool.
Your hand.
Yeah. And Eric won something. What'd you?
Yeah.
So I forgot about that.
Yeah. So they did a raffle drawing, and I did win a raffle drawing there. It was Copenhagen Deluxe Edition. So
which is awesome.
It looks awesome, right? I haven't got it out just yet, but we'll play it soon. It has acrylic tiles.
We've played Copenhagen.
The base game.
Yeah.
Yes. But not the deluxe edition with the acrylic tiles. So I think the game was already pretty good before then. I think just adds to the gameplay and experience.
Yeah.
Just having these cool pieces.
Awesome.
And it also came with expansions or Queenies.
Queenies, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
So
look forward to trying that out.
I like those Queenies. All right, so what about the convention in whole, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone always compares this to Gen Con.
Oh, yeah. Definitely feels, I feel the size of Gen Con there, just with 1/3 the people. So it's actually, you get a lot of the benefits of, if going to Gen Con, you get a lot of the benefits of a big convention without all the massive people there.
And the craziness of what's going on.
Right.
And there's still a ton of new games coming out. I mean, obviously we did a Origins preview video on our last podcast or the podcast before it. And there's tons of games coming out. There's tons of games that they were supposed to come out. They're going to be at Gen Con.
Right. And then there's a lot of games that you can preview at Origins that will come out at Gen Con. So you can preview it now and decide if you want it. And, you could possibly buy it at Gen Con.
Yeah. So let's talk about the games that we played, and we'll do a couple of things here. So the games that we played throughout the con, we actually didn't play that many demos, which was kind of neat. We played full games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we worked in the games that we actually played. We played
like full games
game.
instead of small demos, right?
Yeah. So we played Czar and Punked, which are two of the abstract games by Rio Grande Games.
That's right.
And
GIF project?
The GIPF. GIPF. I don't know how to pronounce that, but GIPFy.
Yeah.
So we played, what was the other one? Yinch? We played Yinch. We liked that one.
That's probably, Yinch is probably my favorite abstract. So if you only get one of this project, get Yinch.
Yeah. I like Yinch. I kind of like Czar and Punked, kind of the same. Like tier 2, Yinch being tier 1.
I did like them both, but I don't
for
think
different reasons.
I don't think it would topple Yinch for me.
Yeah, I think Punked was probably maybe slightly better than Czar for me.
And the first time we played it wrong, and it was so good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we won't get into that, I guess. But we just made a rules error.
Right.
But it's really the exact same game. It's just slightly different thought process.
Changing one little rule in it changed the whole game, though. So we did play it again.
Yeah.
Corrected the rules, but it was so good.
Yeah, it's like the same. We did the same stuff,
right?
It's just like
it made it harder.
Yeah, like basically you had to at least connect your piece to their piece. You couldn't just jump on top of their piece. So yeah, some people were laughing at us like that changes the whole game. Right. I agree, but if you go in with one mindset and you then go in with the second mindset, the game's kind of the same. It just stopped you from doing cheesy stuff, which was great.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really good. We played We're Doomed with a bunch of people.
Doomed.
Yeah.
It's actually I actually had it on my preview list, but I liked it.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
Yeah. I don't think it's like amazing.
No.
It's a great party-ish game.
Right. So you don't need a lot of gamers to play it. You can play it with basically anybody.
Yeah. I don't know. It had a really awesome timer though.
Oh, yeah.
The hourglass.
Right.
It was so huge, chunky.
It's a 15-minute sand timer.
Is it 15 minutes?
Right.
It's basically just an ornament that you put on the desk because it's much better to use the actual phone or something.
It would be, right.
Yeah.
But if you wanted a sand timer, this is the one to get.
That's true. We played Finger Guns at High Noon.
And you end up picking up this one.
Yeah, I actually thought this was going to be stupid.
Right? It was on my list. And what'd you say about it?
I was like,
bad things.
It was awesome. This game is great. I picked it up. We'll probably end up talking about it next episode, I would assume. And I think that we're going to bring out an old game and put it into the pit with this one.
That's right.
We did into the pit with Rock, Paper, Wizard and Cash and Guns, second edition.
Right.
Rock, Paper, Wizard won that battle, and now it's probably going to be put into the pit with Finger Guns at High Noon. Basically, we take two games that are very similar in play style, put them into the pit, and see which one comes out. Which, if you're following along, everything we talk about, the podcast is named MeepleCore. It's very metal. I go by the metal Meeple. It's a lot of metal. You mosh pit when you listen to metal. Anyway, you get the point. We played Illusion. That if I had to rank all these games in like the rank of wow, I didn't expect to like this would be right underneath Shobu.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, me too. I ended up liking it quite a bit. For, like you said, I had low expectations when we started it, and I was like, hey, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it's really good. I'll probably end up buying this. It's so good. It's such a fun little concept that works well.
Right.
If you're not familiar with it, basically it's like
it's a deck of cards too. So
yeah, it's
you
super
could go
small.
anywhere.
It's basically in the exact same packaging as the Mind in the game. It's Pandasaurus, and it's a stack of cards. Each card just has a bunch of colors splattered all over it in random patterns.
I think there are 4 different colors.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Liar's Dice, where you flip out the first card and you have to put it. Well, we'll talk about the first card. Yeah, you flip over a card and you have to decide where in the pattern it goes. Right. So, or you decide in the line of whatever color. So you talk. I should start over.
Yes.
It denotes a color, red.
Right.
Now, you flip over a card. You have to decide how much red is on this card. A lot?
Percentage-wise
of the card. A lot or a little.
Yeah.
And you have to put it in the row of other cards. So you have to inject it into this row to say, well, it's got more red than this card, but less than this card, and blah, blah, blah. Then it's next player's turn, but they can decide to call you out and be like, that's an illusion. I don't know what it was. Basically, you're a liar.
Right.
This is where the Liar's Dice thing comes in. Because they try to call you out, and then if they call you out, you have to flip over all those cards, which has percentages on the back. And then, at that point, if you are right, you get to take that color card, and once somebody gets 3 of those, I think they win.
Right. I think that was the game.
And if you got it wrong and they actually called you out and said you made a mistake, then they get the card. So, and then you just keep going until somebody gets 3. So super simple, really fun, and it's crazy to see stuff and you're like, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah. And it's like 1% more.
Right.
You're
this one's 16% and this is 17%.
Yeah. So it was really good. Obviously we played Shobu, which we talked about earlier in this episode, and we played Second Chance, which is another Stronghold Games or Indie Cardboard or whichever one published it.
And roll and write.
It's a roll and write kind of Tetris style. Basically 2 Tetris pieces come out and you have to choose one to color in on this grid of yours, and you keep going and try to fill up your whole thing without busting, basically. I mean, there's a little bit more to that and there's points and such, but I actually really enjoyed this. I probably would have bought this as well, but I chose Finger Guns at High Noon instead. What'd you think about that one?
No, I liked it. So, like you said, I don't know that I need to pick it up myself, but I didn't mind playing it. One of those type of games for me. Yeah,
I don't know, I might pick it up. It just depends. There's so many Tetris style games out there right now. I kind of want to play the Bricks one. We got Oriole.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, that one's not roll and write, but Bricks, I think, is a roll and write. And it's very similar. It's more Tetris-y than, I think, Second Chance. We posted, it's funny because we posted on Twitter, or we didn't, but one of the people we were with.
Drunken Meeple?
Drunken Meeple, yes. He posted 6, all the players' different Second Chance sheets, and it was like, which one looks the best?
If I knew that was going to happen, I would have.
Yeah.
Made mine prettier.
I don't remember who did the other one, but me and the other person got a lot of votes. Nice. I haven't went back and tallied it to see if I won, but maybe. We played Noctiluca, which we talked about. We played The Big Score by Van Ryder Games.
Which we'll probably talk about on another episode, but I enjoyed my play of that one.
Yeah, we will most likely talk about this on a future episode. I remember putting this on my preview list, I think, last year for Gen Con.
I think that is right.
It was either Gen Con or Essen, one of the two, because I remember...
Maybe it was Essen.
Maybe it was Essen. I don't remember now, but it was last year.
I don't remember it at Gen Con last year.
Yeah. Basically, it's like a drafting game, and then you're trying to fill up all these different positions on the board, and other people are doing the same thing, but you don't talk to them, and it's also competitive, so you're trying to get a little bit, I can put one dude and jump in there and steal the rewards,
Right.
So it's super neat. And then it has this whole draw from the bag thing, which is amazing.
Right. That's all you right there.
Yeah. Didn't work out for me that time.
Nope.
Because you
left too soon.
I did leave too soon. It's got the whole keep drawing or bust type of thing, and that was really cool.
But you kind of bust as a group or whoever's left over.
That's true, yeah, because you keep drawing until the police show up. So when so many police icons are visible, I think it's player-based. In our 3 players, as long as 3 of them come up, you bust. And so any tokens that you have grabbed from that bag are lost.
Right.
So pretty
cool. You don't
cool.
lose anything that you had in the first section of the game, but you lose everything in that second section.
Yeah. And that was a shortened game. I think there's like a longer game that actually has a lot more cool stuff going on.
We didn't get a chance to play the expert variant or the advanced variant.
Yeah.
And I don't think it added too much, but it added a little bit more.
Yep. So pretty cool. A lot of stuff comes in that box.
Mm-hmm.
We played Brass Birmingham, which we talked about as well. We played the reloaded version of Run, Fight, or Die. What'd you think of that?
I liked it. I actually, at Origins, I ended up picking up the old version, or I guess it's really the current version. I think the new version Reloaded is coming out to Kickstarter backers now, but I'm not sure if it's available retail just yet. But I think they made some good changes to it. So I'll actually maybe end up picking up the new version and getting rid of the
old version. Mm-hmm. I like this far more than I thought I was going to like it.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I like King of Tokyo a lot, and it's got that very similar mechanism of what's going on.
Yahtzee mechanism to do your dice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yahtzee mechanism is awesome, which that was on my top 5 guilty pleasures, like Yahtzee.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool mechanism, and it was super fun. We played the last thing we actually played. You probably played maybe a little bit more than this, which you can get into, but we played a demo of Dungeon Academy, which was on my Origins preview, which I knew it was going to be a demo. Very sad that it wasn't actually out, but it's awesome. What'd you think about this? Did it sell you?
I ended up liking it a lot. I typically don't like a lot of games where it's real-time elements to it, but I don't see that you had a lot of benefits of going a lot faster than me. I could take my time a little bit more, make sure I hit all these, I don't know, their vials of health and mana potions. So I ended up liking it.
Yeah, if you haven't listened to our preview or if you haven't seen anything on it, basically it's like Boggle, where you shuffle up this like grid of dice and then reveal the top, and then everybody starts drawing frantically, and either you take your time or you go real fast because there's like really cool items that you can grab in the middle of the table, and you grab them when you're done. You can only grab them when you're done, but basically you got to move through this dungeon, and basically all the dungeon is dudes, big dudes, or health and mana potions.
It's like a big red dude, a small red dude, a big blue dude, and a small blue dude.
Yeah. And as you go through, you have to calculate to yourself, okay, he'll do 2 damage to me, then I can get 1 point back here, and then I go to the next dude to get damage, and then go here and get 2 points back. So you have to kind of keep track to not die.
Right.
But this calculation is much harder because it's real time.
You tried to go real fast, and you ended up dying.
Yeah. You could go as slow as you want and take the last treasure, but the treasures are not balanced on purpose.
Yeah.
On top of that, we didn't play with this because we just played 1 round, or we played 2 rounds, but essentially we played 2 of the first
rounds, right?
But you actually add in more dice, and the dice have like walls and stuff, so like you can't go this way.
Wow.
You have to go through this way, and there's some other stuff too, like it blocks out that it's like a column, so you can't go there. So it does get a little bit more complicated as you play, but not that much.
Right.
It just adds in a couple of little things. So yeah, that was cool. What else? Did you write down all the stuff that you played on Thursday and Wednesday?
Just had a couple. I ended up playing this a Mech Warrior game. It's a 2-player starter box.
Like the old school one.
Is basically old school. Yeah, that was beyond me though. I don't think I'll end up picking that one up. It's like it's kind of like playing.
It's a miniatures game.
It is a miniatures game. Yeah, but checking out to your attack modifiers and adding this up, and they had.
It's like a war game,
right?
Is what it is. I mean, everything you do, you add stuff to it.
You add this to it. If you walked, you add this number. If you ran, you add this number. If they walked or ran, you might minus this number or whatever. But there's a lot of adding and subtracting numbers, and so it was a bit much for me. But I could see why some people would like it.
Yeah.
Ended up playing Quacks of Quedlinburg. I do recommend that one. That was fun.
I'm very sad I did not get to play this.
Yeah, I know. So at first I was like, if this was the gameplay every time, I don't know how much I would like it because of replayability issues. But I figured out that every one of the things that you pull out, they have like 4 different iterations of it. So it's going to change up the game every time you play it. So quite like that aspect of it. ended up playing Evolution, which we played Evolution in the beginning.
Yeah.
And figured out that Evolution and Evolution in the beginning is, although, they're not that much different. So I talked to the guy about playing.
It's kind of like the difference between Evolution and Evolution, the dice game kind of idea. Like
almost. Yeah.
Nations, the dice game. It's like the same game, but with dice.
Yeah. Which, it's been a little bit since I played Evolution, the beginning, but it is really, really close to base Evolution.
Yeah.
There's not that much difference. I talked to the guy and he said, Evolution, I think there's climate or flying or whatnot, another iteration of the game that, adds a little bit more to it. So kind of looking forward to maybe trying that out, because having Evolution in the beginning, I don't feel like I need Evolution. Sorry, basically have the game.
That's fair.
So ended up trying that, and then Proving Grounds, which is a solo game. And I was kind of looking forward to this one, but I did end up trying it out, and it was really hard. And it kind of fell for me after playing it.
Yeah, Proving Grounds was on my list when we were doing our preview, because I probably put maybe 16 games or so, and then when we pared down so that we all weren't talking about the same games, it just got on the chopping block. But honestly, if I would have saw that it was one player, it probably would have immediately been on the chopping block.
Oh, yeah. It is a solo game, which, I didn't want to discount it just for being a solo game, because I don't play any solo games right now, but maybe I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah.
And but I did try this one out. You do have a minute to place all these dice, and it is it's not really Yahtzee style, but you're able to re-roll dice as long as you have at least a pair or more. But there is 6 different people that you're battling at the same time, and
because you're a BA apparently.
I guess so. So if you don't place any dice on them, you didn't engage in battle with them, so they neither hurt you or you hurt them. But if you put like one dice, you did engage in some kind of battle. With one dice, you're probably not going to hit this minimum to do a damage to them, so they're going to do a damage to you. So really what you're trying to do is roll all these dice. You have a minute to kind of decide which ones you're holding, which ones you're re-rolling, and then be able to place those certain dice on certain cards. And those cards around you, the threes you might have, you need 2 threes or 3 threes or whatever.
Yeah.
Some of them might even require to, have a specific color dice that you have to put on there as well. So it is a lot to think about in a short amount of time. And it has that real-time element. Like I said, that's not my favorite. So, yeah, playing it and seeing it, how hard it was to kind of try to do all this and wrap your head around which dice I need to do, which dice I need to re-roll, So it kind of fell flat for me.
That's fair. Maybe I'll try it out. And see.
Try it at Gen Con. It doesn't take very long. You can. I think I played the full game. Maybe I died, but
that's kind of the full game. That's the whole point.
I think I did it in 3 or 4 rounds. Each round takes a minute. You do have to place the dice out and find out what happens. That might take another 2 minutes. So, it might have taken me 6-7 minutes to play a round or a game.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, cool. The Origins Awards, Eric. What did you think about that?
Oh, I don't know. We tried to get in. But, this year, usually in the previous years, it was open to everybody. This year, it is still open to everybody, I think. Well, it is. But you have to pay a entry fee of, I believe it was like $40. They do feed you, and I hope the food is good for that price tag. But, it was... You had to pay to get in this year.
Yeah, I know. I have mixed. I don't even know if it's mixed feelings. Honestly, I don't like this at all. Here's the thing. I get it. You want to make the Origin Awards like this prestigious
thing, right?
Oscar style award stuff. Whatever. I don't care. It seems like only industry people were going in there.
That's what it seemed like this year. Last year and the previous years, it was always packed. There was a lot of people that came.
I have a lot of friends in there that I've known for many years, because starting with the Dice Tower and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to them afterwards.
See you guys. Yeah.
I guess if you're going to eat dinner specifically because of this, then maybe consider that $20 of it or something. But right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see the value in it myself because I could get that information afterwards. So
yeah,
I don't know. If it was free, I'll definitely check it out. I've done it the previous years, but the price per entry and what you get.
Maybe the food's amazing, but
maybe it was, and that's what I kind of perceived it might have been. It was more of a swanky. You know, a lot of people were kind of dressed up for it. Of course, the industry people that went in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any need for it.
Yeah,
I guess like it's really nice for industry people who are there working the whole time. Maybe that's kind of a way to still be doing stuff that's related to the board game industry, and you get to dress up and have a nice dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. 5 years from now, will we be saying the same thing and going to this thing and be like, "Oh, it's awesome," with our pinky up and stuff? No, because I don't think that's how we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like these people. I like a lot of people in the industry. I like a lot of the people who do different podcasts and do different video shows and all this stuff. And I like Origins, and I'm glad they have an awesome award thing. But if I'm not paying $40 to go see it.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine your food being that amazing. Please, somebody tell us we're wrong. But I don't really spend $40 on food anywhere. So
drink tickets as well. So.
Maybe, but I don't drink. So it doesn't really...
Right. That doesn't help you.
Yeah. It makes it really hard. I mean, it's like a black tie dinner kind of Oscars award ceremony. And I don't know. Is that nice? Is that needed in the board game space? I don't know. Maybe. Nah. None of the other award ceremonies are like that, so it's neat that it's unique. It's just not my thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But, you know, what I know, I spike my hair and listen to metal.
Yeah.
So keep on doing what you do, but if you're interested in the awards winners, we got Game of the Year went to Root. Obviously, we're not going to talk about all the nominees,
right.
But just the game. Best card game. All these are also the fan favorite, unless I listed otherwise, but best card game went to The Mind by Pandasaurus. Best family game went to the T-Dragon Society by Renegade. The fan favorite went to Echidna Shuffle by Waterspral Games. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Eric, you've played that though.
No, it wasn't too bad. I played it a while back ago. I didn't realize it was a newer game. I kind of thought it
looks like it was like 1975
or 80s or something. Yeah.
Best collectible card game went to Keyforge. I guess.
Guess it's collectible.
I guess it's collectible.
Decks are kind of collectible, not the cards themselves.
I suppose. I guess it's collectible because it's one of kind.
Mm-hmm.
It's not collectible in the CCG sense that you're used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Role-playing game went to Vampire the Masquerade. That's cool. I like that. I used to play Vampire the Masquerade a lot back in the day. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know they do that at Lexicon. They
LARP it though.
Oh, is that different?
LARPing is live action role playing.
Right.
You can do it with any role playing game. It's just that you dress up and you actually talk like you're that character the whole time.
Okay. So
Vampire the Masquerade is just an RPG. It's pen and paper.
Okay. I thought it was maybe LARPing was kind of included into it.
Nah, people love to LARP vampire games because
vampires.
Goths like to role play.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, no offense to anyone. I'm just saying it's a very typical thing for LARPers to really enjoy vampire games because they get to wear a lot of the stuff they already have. I mean, the costumes aren't that much outlandish compared to what they already own and stuff. And it's a really fun game. And we've LARPed it one time while we were playing our campaign.
Gotcha. So
we decided one night to LARP it was like a dinner that was happening in the game. So we're like, why don't we just LARP it?
Huh,
it's interesting. LARPing is definitely a thing you have to be into, and you have to be in character and all that stuff. It's interesting. The best role playing game supplement was Dungeons and Dragons Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. I don't even know what it is. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. Best miniature game Necromunda. Best fan favorite miniature game was Star Wars Legion. Sorry people, but Necromunda is way cooler than Star Wars Legion. Star Wars is awesome. Necromunda is amazing. And the best accessory went to Dungeons and Dragons Black Dragon Trophy Plaque. The fan favorite was Dungeons and Dragons Monster Cards. Cool. We don't play D&D, so we didn't even vote for these, I don't think.
No, I didn't.
Anyway, that's the Origin Awards, and then we did the filming stuff. I guess last thing is the math trade, Eric.
Oh yes,
the math trade. Poor Bean. Bean is the math trade god, apparently.
Oh yeah, I know. He has so many trades. He has to own a store or something.
Yeah, he has. I think he does. He had so many games there, and he was a little bit late because he had some challenges and such beforehand. So when he finally got here, actually, I don't even think he was there. His people that was doing all the trades for him were there, and he got a line about 50 people deep. It was great.
Yeah.
So everybody was waiting for Bean. I mean, he did a lot of trades. When I say a lot, it's hundreds of trades.
Right. And that's pretty typical. I think that started Gen Con of last year, maybe?
Yeah. And
or maybe
I think he's putting on the Gen Con one this year, too.
He is.
On
or
MeepleCore.
He's at least on it.
That's true. Anyway, overall, I think it was pretty nice. It's turned out to be one of my favorite cons because it does bridge the gap between playing games, the industry stuff, for us,
right,
and actually more of the consumer show like Gen Con is.
Oh yeah,
it's a really sweet mix of everything.
It is. So Gen Con, I get to play like no games, things like LexiCon, SinCityCon, I get to play games. So
you don't buy anything.
Right.
There's no new games. There's no vendors really.
Right. I'm not trading games. I'm not buying very many games or any games. So. Yeah. Like you said, it does bridge that gap, and it's a happy medium of both of them.
Yeah. I really hope Origins gets bigger and bigger. I hope it doesn't ever fall into the consumer show that Gen Con is, because I think it's doing a very cool, unique thing right now. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to continuing to go.
Yep.
This and Gen Con are pretty much staples now.
Definitely.
Yeah. Probably LexiCon, but that's just because it's like
really close.
Really close, yeah. Anything else that you want to talk about with Origins, or is that pretty much it?
No, that's it. That's it for me.
Well, if you want to help out our coverage of the Origins 2019 show, just check out our Instagram TV. All you have to do is go to our profile, click on our Instagram TV icon. You'll see all those. We've also have previews of them in our Instagram feed. We do also have all those videos posted to YouTube and linked to Board Game Geek. Somebody actually was like, they posted a video of like why you should post your videos, horizontally instead of vertically.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, dude, it does not take that much effort to read our description. And even the splash of the actual footage at the bottom right, I was like, filmed and oriented for Instagram TV. Come on. It doesn't. I get it. You want to be a meme lord. But at the same time, take like 3 seconds to realize that I put all these indicators on why we filmed it this way, or why we filmed it this way, and why we actually didn't edit it otherwise for YouTube and then post it to BGG. But, people always want to get that laugh out there, right? So,
definitely.
Anyway, that was Origins 2019. Looking forward to next year. And let's go to our top 5 favorite board game components.